Can you teleport me? Because I am lost in my tunnels.
That's right. We didn't actually look at the old bunker. It had an impressive door.
It did. I think that was actually the first. Okay, this building right here. Before we move on, this building right here was our
Hey!
was the village bunker. This
You're so
bunker
easy
was the
to
very
find
first thing that we built on this map. The story element of it was that we were trying to hide from Exotria, and so climbed into a cave over here, and from here built ourselves up, got our supplies in order, and made the village.
And then
But very
Does the-
briefly, this was our hideout.
Oh, and this
For-
is where all the chests used to be?
before
I
it
will
got
also
Yeah.
say, whatever was going on over here, it's just like, it's unfinished, but I fell
like-
through this earlier. So we never actually finished whatever's over here. I think it was supposed to be a mob spawner.
Yeah, I was trying to build this for quite some time, and then I kind of gave up.
Oh, there's a
The
hole
clock tower
here.
was our first building that we made here after we actually buried ourselves into the bunker for protection. So,
Ah!
sorry, you were the closest.
You guys missed the hole that has just a bunch of blackness underneath it.
Oh, okay. Oh, oi.
Okay, and in
Yeah.
order to continue our journey, I'm going to take us down to the bottom floor of the clock tower. Oh, actually, but before we go down there, in the clock tower lobby where the record player is, make note of some treasure chests in here.
Yes.
You are free to take things from the chests as you see fit.
Oh.
Okay. Do we need them?
You might. Bear in mind, I did not balance this, so
Well, you
I
don't
don't-
need food. We're basically invincible right now.
yeah.
So,
I actually
gonna
think
take some.
tools don't degrade right now. Also, so.
actually, I'm not gonna bother wearing armor then. Although,
Okay.
I want some style. Oh, I would love to have the chain. It looks cute.
Okay, but
gonna wear-
I do
You
recommend
supply
bringing
bows, but you do
torches,
not have
though.
any arrows.
Okay, so and when we're all ready to begin, let's head down to the pendulum room, or the bottom room of the clock tower. So from here on out, we are going to start to explore this this
Oh
map.
god, I can't go in here.
And we are leaving the clock tower island, the safety of the island, over to an island of darkness.
There's a cow.
Ooh, There's a
We're in
wolf.
Survival mode, right?
I saw a wolf.
I am in survival mode.
Alpha Island.
I don't know
Oh,
if this is
God,
actually.
Somebody grab that stack
Darn.
of torches.
Yeah.
Oh, this is scary.
So
I hope
Yeah.
you don't mind if I'm putting
Hey!
Remember this old thing?
Ah, Hey.
Now we're definitely under Eric's house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're gonna fight them? Oh god.
We can either keep going this way or take a brief tour in a different direction, because there actually was a detour over here.
Whichever you prefer is.
Or this. Oh my God! It's up in the corner.
Great. Does any of this
This-
feel?
this is my house, dang it!
So this
Tell
old
me
structure
this.
here is both Great Chapel's original house that he made on his alpha map, and the gateway to his old world.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
I remember this.
Oh man, I haven't been here in
I wanna poke at
forever.
it. Lost. Oh my god, I'm in a hole. Dude, we went. It's. It's. Why is the ceiling leaking? Is that normal?
I ask Ray. He made the place.
Yes, it's normal. Hold on. Let's see
Um,
here.
Oh.
So I
Partially
don't know
cave-faced.
how much time we'll be spending here, but just for context of the viewers, in Airship Madness, which I would consider the first episode of genuine madness for the series.
Okay, right. It's at the top of the tower.
Yeah. The
Sorry,
first
I'm trying to
episode of
remember my way to the top.
the first episode of Airship Madness involved me flying around to different worlds to recruit new friends for us to try to escape from Exo from. And the first person I met on that journey was none other than Great Chapel, who is we can see glowing to the top of the tower. And this world here that we're looking at right now is Great Chapel's old world, the one that I landed in on episode 1 of Airship Madness.
Oh my god, I remember that episode.
If you want to see a brief tour of the land, I'm now on the top of the land. You might be able to see a couple of things that were familiar from that old map. There's like a Stonehenge thing over there, some pumpkins. If you follow that land bridge out there, you'll see the old airship that I landed.
Yep. That big long bridge is the one.
Yeah, this is probably gonna kill me if I jump from here.
If you jump on
if
the
you hit the
water,
water,
you
if you
can
hit the
land.
water, you're good.
Nope. There we go. Yes. So this was my our first stop, the very first place that the airship landed after Miracle World. And Great Chapel, I met him up here in this tower.
50 Shades of Grey Tower.
50 Shades.
Hold on.
I believe at the time.
Everyone. Oop. Okay.
Woo!
Oh God.
So this was our first landing spot. Oh, I
Who's
believe that is Kaidon.
Hey, how do you see?
It's
Isn't
on.
it 4 o'clock over there?
The pork is done.
Oh, the pork is. Oh.
For those of you
don't know
who
about that.
Okay, so for those of you who don't recognize it, back in the days of Village and in Airship Madness, we had a phrase that we would say, "Is the pork cooked or is the pork done?" That was code for "Are we recording?" And if you received any answer other than "No, we're not recording," then assume that we are recording and that you should be in character.
Ah.
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah, Kaidon can join.
Ah,
There he is.
Yay!
Hello.
Hello.
Hey there.
Isn't it really early for you?
No, it's only like what 9 o'clock.
Kaidon is not XCOM.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's Central Time like me.
Unfortunately, XCOM could not make it tonight for today's adventures.
Because it's
Because
like
he's
5
like,
a.m.
Yeah.
So I think I am going to keep the tour moving, unless there's anything else you wanted to show us, Gray, before we left.
Right.
Nope, that should be it.
Okay.
So you're welcome to poke around and all that.
Yeah, I'm going to work my way back over. Whoa, there's something
I
wrong with
know.
my running animation.
Me too.
This was back when the best building material was cobblestone.
So
Hey, it was cheap and sturdy.
And
Yes,
there
this-
wasn't shift. So building
this
bridges
map
was impossible.
this map was made back in the days of Alpha, like really early Alpha.
So we just all throw ourselves down a mountain. You can hear breaking bones.
I took the safe way down.
Same.
As soon as the
Took the
game
safe way out.
was like purchasable for single player with random level generation and save files, then from that point onward I was working on this map. So
Oh, that dog is not
Like
supposed to be
this.
there.
where
There's a dog right here. The reason that dog is not supposed to be there is because of this.
Oh,
Don't drown the puppy.
I don't intend to drown him. This is just for if you are exploring this map, that is supposed to create a shortcut over here so that you don't have to go through the cave. You can instead swim up a waterfall.
Oh.
We also had some mechanisms back in the day that we might not see today, but dogs will teleport to you if they're standing and stay if they're still, which means that if you want to send someone some assistance across the map, you can just dunk all their dogs into a pit of water.
and
they
they'll
will
instantly
teleport.
teleport to their owner.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least that's how it worked back in the day. I don't know if it still does that, but
All right. So when we are ready to continue, I would say that we should probably head a bit further up the cave. It looks like Spy has already taken care of the dangerous spider trap.
That was me. That was me and Clink.
wasn't me.
I think it was Cass, no?
Oh,
actually I did it.
It was me.
Ah,
all right,
Oh.
PvP.
PvP is on.
Run away.
We should probably turn that off.
Oh, it's so dark.
Hello.
Everybody, in the stairs.
Congratulations, you have beat the mini dungeon.
The fun caves.
Yay.
I don't believe that mini dungeon was meant to be conquered by so many people at
Oh,
once.
I know what this is. I know what this is.
This is the.
Yes.
Hey,
It is
whoa, this is the
Ardrick's
original?
first house.
Whose house?
It's even
So
flooded.
this house right here, some of you
Oh my god.
folks from a very long time
Oh.
ago might recognize this old map.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
Very vaguely.
This house is interesting.
So, this was my
Which
first
version
world.
of Miracle World is this?
This is the non-destroyed version.
Okay.
Are you sure?
It looks
I'm positive. I put a lot of.
Why
I made
is there
sure.
lava then?
Well, the lava was okay. So I'm gonna go outside for a second and give a brief explanation of this world. So the very first thing I did in Minecraft was I built this world, and this is how I explored Minecraft for the first time. This horrible mess of cobblestone was my base called Miracle Peak.
I still find it impressive. I found it impressive
Same.
when you first made it, and I still find it impressive.
This.
That's
I mean,
a lot of work.
I mean, if you want to go back in time, really far back in time, this was a 2010 build. So this is 8 years old.
And this is like the
Ha!
joint efforts of 3 people.
I now
What?
know what version of Miracle World this is because there's a missing piece of cobblestone under this freaking pile of fire up here. Don't ask.
I'm very curious to know what that means.
Hey.
So we won't explore this world in too much depth, but this was my original world, and it was on this world that Exotria, who would become my nemesis, first started griefing me. Exotria, every like 5 or 10 episodes or so, after I made some progress in the world, Exotria would show up and cause some mischief. Anything from buildings being popping up places to straight up griefing. This version of the map doesn't reflect it, but eventually this map was so thoroughly destroyed by Exo that I was forced to flee in the airship that we saw at the beginning of this adventure and fly over to Great Chapel's place, and that's how the adventure started. Another element of this old map was BCD, Brendan, who was another chief architect of this world. Brendan, Exo, and I all knew each other from high school. So
Well,
we
actually,
all
really.
well from
I
middle
knew
school, I
you
guess from elementary school.
soccer in like when we were like 5.
Yeah, so we've known each other for a very long time, and that's why the 3 of us started this map, and then everyone else kind of joined in afterwards. So this is Miracle Peak. If this is Ardrick's homeland, this is where the character comes from.
The
And-
chunk error.
Yes, true to Alpha, because this was an Alpha map, a lot of weird things happened when we passed the maps between each other. Some things would stay consistent, but other times entire chunks would disappear or load incorrectly, or it would load other people's worlds into my world, and this is one example of that.
Whoa! Remember, guys, shift.
Yes, that happened a fair amount of
Guys.
times. Who was that?
A couple of us.
I actually remember if you go far enough to like
This is
from the
scary,
spawn
man.
point, if you go far enough to the left, you eventually get to my very first original world that I had actually deleted, and it loaded in as a chunk for some reason.
Yeah, some of Brendan's original map is on this map loaded incorrectly because the map designs were back then were built in such a way that I guess they were built in such a way that if you use like the same world levels, like okay, so back in Alpha, before you could create multiple worlds, you only had basically 5 save files, and you couldn't name them. They were just labeled World 1 through World 5. And Brendan and I both had worlds named World 1, which this world was World 1. It later became Miracle World. And since we both had World 1 files, I guess when we transferred the files over to one another to actually do like work on them, they would glitch out and different chunks would appear in different places.
Yeah, I remember in the series, it was a very foreboding message that BCD left saying, like, this is where your world ends and mine begins.
Yes, that sign is probably still out here somewhere.
Oh god.
This old building right here was Chateau de Chicken. This one was the Chicken House or Chicken Outpost, because back then I had a fixation with chickens for some reason. And this
your house was surrounded by lava at that time.
Yes, this house here didn't used to look like this. There was a point in time in this series, famously, where Exo basically built a block of lava around my entire base. And when I tried to build around it, my house burned down.
I want to point out that I was doing that entire thing by hand. That was before I started cheating to grief. And
That was a lot of work.
I
Like,
actually
there's-
felt really bad because I found your stash of
Oh, look, this old door.
of
Does not work
iron
correctly.
ore blocks that you. It was something that you would put away so that you could have Ardwick
And it's gone.
dig out and then get like trapped by something, and I was processing them for you, because I thought I was helping. You were like, God damn it, no, you didn't help at all. Because it was like an entire block, an entire stack of iron ore that you were planning on just peppering throughout the world to use as traps, and I am sorry.
Yes.
Mustache.
And
Speaking of which,
I love the signs that are everywhere around here.
oh yeah, so one of the first things EXO ever did in my world was he built a secret basement underneath my world. But I discovered it because of a video that he had recorded and sent to me. I don't know if he intended for me to see this. So I discovered this
Water
fairly
ladders
early.
are superior to whatever the alternatives. I wonder if it still works.
It probably
The-
doesn't. Oh my god, look at
Kinda
these
s-
ladders!
Kind of.
These are
not
old
really.
school alpha ladders.
I'm stuck. Can someone? Can someone help me out?
Oh no!
I can't get out.
You can't get out because of the single ladder.
Okay, so another quirk of alpha maps.
Go down.
An
I
old quirk of
can't.
alpha maps was that back in the day you didn't have to have ladders finished.
Ow.
If you had a ladder rung every other step, it would still function as a normal ladder.
Ardwick, can I
There.
teleport you over here for something?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it still work?
No. Oh, I am
Okay.
falling into the world.
Yeah, no, you're not. Don't worry about it. Okay. So,
Is there an exit?
all the chunk loading stuff was before villages, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh god.
So
Wait, what the?
Oh.
How?
What?
How the hell did that happen?
Something's not quite right.
That should not be possible.
Wait, now I want to see it. I want to see it.
That shouldn't be possible. What? How did that get here? Where are we? There's Chateau de Chicken down there. What? How is that possible?
Are there any villagers?
yes, there's a villager right here.
I
Oh,
have
yeah,
to see this.
These have village paths, so these are current villagers. This is spawned in today, probably.
I have to
This
see
house was
this.
spawned into
This
a wall.
this should be impossible because there should have been world here.
What?
Great.
There's
Great. Oh, no,
This is amazing.
what?
Oh, that's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was not anticipating this to happen. Years later,
Oh, you should come over this way.
8 years later, this map somehow got new denizens. Miracle World lives again with new citizens that have moved in here
Literal
after
miracle.
1,000 years. It's a literal miracle. I would call this a miracle because I have no way of explaining how this happened. What
a bunch
in
of my,
God's
like,
name
stuff.
happened here? This should be impossible. How? Look at this! It's cleaved in here. Look
It's
at these
cleaved in here, and the
buildings.
quack sign is right there.
Yeah.
It's very clearly content on both sides of it.
Look at
So, like, the worlds might have got pasted in, but there was a one chunk gap between them?
somehow.
Like,
This
actually
shouldn't be
just missed.
possible.
This is weird because it goes in like an L shape.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna give this village down here a name.
uh,
This is an interesting occasion. I didn't expect this to happen, but we are giving this village a name. What should we call this thing?
It
Quack.
got a sign already.
There's
It's
another
true.
His name is Quack.
Welcome to
There's-
Quack.
Welcome to Quack.
Quackland.
This shouldn't be possible.
Turned it into desert.
Everyone, I am so sorry that we're delaying things here for a bit, but this is incredible. I did
No,
not
this is
expect to find, like, this is an issue that was causing us problems back in the year 2010. I did not think that we would still be finding weird chunking errors in the year 2018 on this ancient map, yet here we are.
I mean, it's probably because it is an ancient map.
And we
Hey.
probably wouldn't have noticed that this had happened if not for the village. Like,
So
It
this
probably
is
seemed like
so
something
this
that
is Quack Village, a strange a strange fracture in reality that exists in a place where it shouldn't. I haven't mentioned this before yet, by the way, but we do intend on releasing this map to the public when this is all said and done. And you too will have a chance to explore Quack Village and all of its oddities. So we are currently in a ravine right now, and I don't know if I have a good way to get out of it. If there's someone who can
Probably
teleport us
not.
back to Miracle Peak, thank you. I am falling into interesting places.
I just saw that.
I also.
Also, I
assume.
Yes?
I assume this isn't the oh yeah, no, it's the destroyed version that has Exolabs. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, the Exolabs is not on this version of Miracle World.
So back when I was originally vandalizing Ardwick's world, I had a little hole in the wall way over here.
And I saw that hole in the wall at the very start of the journey, but I figured I wasn't allowed to be over here, so I never actually investigated it.
A special exception right now, the no Ardwick's allowed sign can be ignored.
Yay!
Now, I know
that's important
somewhere,
because I'm the cameraman.
somewhere in here, I don't know where, so I'm not going to look for it, a few stone blocks deep, I have a hidden chest full of stuff. I don't know where. Like, you have to dig it out every time.
Oh, there's a lot of people.
So I was going down all these steps every single time to bring back like 20 buckets of lava.
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's see here.
Oh.
Ardwick will have fun with this.
Ow.
Oh my god,
Okay.
what's happening to me?
All right, back out of the wall. Like go
Yep.
up through the rock. Go up through the rock.
Oh.
Watch the
Oh my god.
fire.
Ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen, this is a view unlike anything I've ever seen. So spectator mode is something I think is new to me at least. When you're a spectator, you can fly through the walls and see... Oh hey, there's diamond down there.
I
And
love
you can
how,
see-
I
and
love
you
how
can
Ardwick's head is still glowing.
And you can see the map for what it really is. This was my original cave system back in the day. We called it the Fun Caves. Exo tried to kill me in it at the very start of its introduction. But unfortunately for him, I was able to escape its dark clutches and make it my own cave system. Ooh, look, an unexplored cave system.
Surprisingly, I don't actually see your chest anywhere. Exo.
Oh.
We should technically be able to find it with spectator mode, because it shouldn't take up a full block.
I might have... Maybe that was a different map that I had. I know I had one somewhere.
I do know. It might have. I might know where it is actually. So, if we take a small other detour and we go to the catacombs, you did move a bunch of stuff into 2 of the graves.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I had put my stuff there too, because I figured that Ardwick would not disturb them.
But in the interest of keeping things moving, I think we are going to move on to the next world at this point.
Yeah, no.
This
I'll go
is just
look
a
and see
big
it.
nostalgia fest for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hopefully for the viewers too. And as I said, this map will be released, so if we don't have a chance to show you everything, there will be hidden treats and surprises in this world that you might find for yourself. Before we move on, here we are at the top of what I've titled Alpha Island. This series of islands is categorized based on chronological order, with the exception of the clock tower, of course, because I felt that that was so much of a center point of our series that it needed to be featured front and center. So if we want to continue on our journey, we will find pathways to explore down here.
Can you find the caves?
Yes, there is a secret somewhere in this world that leads to a secret location. Can you find it?
And it happens to be a secret.
Blush. Oh, this looks like it.
So I'm not very good at hiding secrets, but there is a secret down here.
Oh, is this what I think it is?
I know what this is! I know what this is!
Oh, I didn't know we still had this map.
We do. I was able to discover. I found it.
Oh, this is probably my favorite
Oh, and it dropped.
series of episodes.
Before anyone continues on that map, I do want to.
Go ahead
You
and
know-
other things first.
No. Let's do this now. Let's do this right now. So no, but here's what I was gonna say. So, during the Airship Madness series, there was an event in which Grey Chapel, no, it's not Grey Chapel, Brendan and Clink were kidnapped by Exo and thrown into this dark prison made entirely out of bedrock, and their only escape was by going through the bedrock caves.
With a assistant.
Now, I do want to say that these caves are fully functional in that that this is the cave that you would go to explore in. For the purposes
in that case,
of
we probably shouldn't touch
exactly,
that, so.
exactly. What I'm gonna say is to the viewers out there, I'm going to challenge you to do the cave exploration on your own. We're not going to show you the cave down there, but do know that this cave is here, and that there is just to show people that this is the genuine map. Though I'm going to fly outside of the vicinity of the area here.
He's going to show the house.
Oh, it's so great. Oh my
god. Where are you? Oh, you're over there. Yeah. So at the end of the cave adventure,
oh wow.
the participants emerged from a library. While they were exploring the bedrock caves, they built a robot to assist them in their journey, and also to be their cameraman, called Robo-Ardwick. And that ended very well for everybody. So when they exited the caves, they emerged in this library, which I believe we had said was going to be Exotria's secret library that held many secrets. The contents of the pages of there, I believe, had the schematics for the Golden Pan ship. I'm not sure yet, but I believe they were in there. At which point, Robo-Ardwick exploded and burned down this house. But fortunately for them, the other members of the airship crew just so happened to be right here, and they flew off into the sunset together. Yes, you did turn into a squid over here.
You were like a weird bed squid because of a glitch.
Yeah. So that old adventure map is present and fully functional in the style of the old Airship Madness journey. If you want to do that map, you are certainly able to, but you will have to do that on your own. When we are finished, when we are all set to go with this map, we can. If you head back into the library, there's a button there that will send us back to our earlier locations. If you click the Return to Start button, that'll send you here. Or that too. Before we move on, though, there is I do want to say that there actually is a branching path here that might not be so obvious. If we head back over here at this gateway, we could either go down there, down into the right, or down this passageway here.
Down this passageway.
Okay. Dope.
I think I remember this.
Oh.
It's my place.
Oh my god.
So this.
Oh, my other favorite blooper.
I remember this guy.
Oh, but does it have, 4 creepers outside of it for, accuracy?
We can put them there.
I know. I love that fucking.
For context, for those of you who don't know yet, this is Clink's original world. This world is where we first met Clink, and while we were exploring this world, we got blown the heck up.
I think he got blown up so much that there is a huge crater, right here.
There was a huge crater. I believe the airship also caught fire in the resulting explosions.
Yeah.
But we were able to put it out and add that into the blooper reel, which is available. At this point in the story, BCD, myself and Grey Chapel were members of the team, and we encountered Clink on his own world. And after a little bit of exploration of it, we died.
A lot.
And we just had to get out of here quick.
Now I don't know if there actually was too much to see of this world. I tried to edit in all the relevant parts to what happened, to our journey, but this area might actually be kind of small. So I apologize, Clink, if I didn't get all the important stuff of your world on here. But your base is still here.
Let me look, because I see that you did get the bridge, which is another old alpha thing that I worked on.
Can we? Okay, so mob griefing is turned off, but can we, for old time's sake, summon a few creepers?
Oh no.
I remember I was standing right about here, and creepers started coming from this cliffside here and from over there.
I can reenact the
So-
creeper. Ah!
So it was raining creepers.
Yes.
Basically.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna
because you
stand
guys
inside
fell in
here.
down
Oh yeah,
here.
you're
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
Freaking scared me.
Admittedly, this doesn't quite do that scene justice. I do recommend going to see it for yourself if you want to watch some really, really old Minecraft.
Okay, that's a few too many.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Clink, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure, in the grand scheme of the Madness series, I'm pretty sure your world is canonically destroyed. I'm so sorry, but it lives on in this museum.
It does.
Oh, Jesus! Let's get out of here.
Indeed.
Alright, so let us continue our journey. Right, so the true path, I believe, that you would take to continue your exploration of the Madness Islands would be down this pathway here. And you may recognize a few things as you travel along.
Man, that glowing art.
Oh,
is really useful.
hello.
That is so cute.
Some old structures there.
It's the Rainbow Bridge. The bridge you go to.
That is so cute.
Okay, as you enter this next island, I do strongly recommend that you let me lead, because there are some things that I think you might want to have me catch on camera first. So, welcome to Beta Island. This island is meant to represent the various explorations and journeys that we encountered during when the game went over to Beta. So we have a simulacrum of an abandoned mineshaft, and the mineshaft forks in one of two directions, either to the left and down, or to the right and up.
Well, this says
Left and
wrong.
down.
Wrong way, right way.
Let's go down.
And
Spiderweb.
No.
Oh god, spider.
Shortcut access.
oh, goodbye. So there are dangers in this world, and if you do choose to go explore them, you will find yourself in a dangerous place.
I know this place.
No!
This is beautiful, Ardway.
So-
That was amazing.
Oh no.
Okay, so everyone, I'm gonna say that we are not to go too far into this world, but if anyone recognizes this world was the introduction to several characters, including
Yes.
including Sugar, Nap, and Sailor Donovan himself. These are what we came to refer to as the Exo Prison, or the Exo Labs. And this is also an adventure map. If you go through here, you will have to face the same trials and tribulations that the characters of Exo, not Exo, rather Sailor Donovan, Sugar, and Nap had to go through. I'm in spectator mode, so I'm going to sort of fly around the world that we're in.
You know, this being in the Nether actually just makes it so much better, actually.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
you know what? You know what's going to happen? I'm going to fly around the map. I'm not going to show you the puzzle solutions, but I am going to reach the end of the map. The last leg of the journey of the Exolabs was that the escapees first had to go over here and shut off what was referred to as the Nether power core. We had a plot device in the Madness series where Exo would create devices called Nether power cores, and when activated, they would turn the surrounding areas into Nether. And in order for them to safely leave the Nether, they first had to deactivate it, which in the canon was supposed to turn off the Nether. In the old version, in the adventure map version of this, this portal would be destroyed by explosion.
Case of emergency break. Better.
But considering there are no explosions, that considering we can't actually exit the map proper in the normal way, what you would instead do to leave this map would be to jump into the Nether portal. That is the intended exit of this map.
Up. Oh god, where am I?
Oh no! Oh!
And as it would happen, entering.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my god.
Remember this old place?
Oh my god.
I'm sure Exo does.
The
Only the
pants.
finest.
Only the finest pants bought at Evil Sears.